So about a month ago, I ended up filming a wedding with a good friend of mine, Darryl, from Crew One Photography here in Gladstone. The wedding actually took place in Gracemere, about an hour north. But anyway, it was sort of a somewhat last minute thing on my end. I think a few weeks out I was sort of asked if I wanted to film it. So I said, yeah, let's go for it. Always sort of been interested in filming a wedding. I've shot one wedding before and had a lot of fun with that. I've shot 2 elopements as well, and that was sort of when I was first starting out in photography, so I'd rather not think about them, you know, like all photographers, we start out somewhere. But video wedding was something really different. You know, this year I said to myself I wanted to move into more video work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to somewhat review what I did, talk about what I liked, what I do differently. And I know it doesn't really make for a very interesting video at the moment, but in the future, once I've done a few more of these, it'd be cool to come back, rewatch what I did, see what I thought about it, and then the future version of myself can go, ha, and then, you know, pick on me. Yeah, that's what future me would do. So anyway, I'm gonna watch the video here. I also got a new iMac, so I can actually like edit videos a lot faster now. This thing was struggling towards the end. Even the last video I did, it took me hours to do it, and then to render it took hours, and it's on its way out. It's very old, but for the sake of this, I can actually watch videos on it still, which is pretty cool. So with that said,
let's just jump into it.
Okay, I'll stop it right there. I saw a lot of wedding videos where they had like these really nice intros and stuff like that, and they usually had like wedding day, such and such and such and such, gave it a cheesy title. I just wanted to keep it clean this round, you know, it was my first time. I want to obviously look into this a lot more, so I just kept it relatively clean for the intro. This was shot at a place called Paradise Lagoons in Gracemere. Really, really lovely place, but when we shot there last month, it was dry as hell. I think the only green grass around was that on the actual property. Everything around it's like dead dust, nothing there. So what I made sure to do was get a bit of B-roll first thing when we arrived, just to set up a few location shots. So that's with the Mavic Pro, and as you can see, there's only a little bit of green there. So first of all, I've cut to this. I really liked this shot. For most of this, I was using the Ronin S, the new Ronin S. Thanks, Darryl, once again for lending me that. I wish I'd gotten to know that piece of equipment just a little bit more. I realise now that there's an app that I could have used on my phone to sort of set it a bit better. But just using it on the day was pretty damn cool. I was able to get a lot of stable footage, but having understanding of those controls would have helped a lot more. But I really liked this particular shot because it just says welcome to our beginning, something really nice, and it sort of starts the video off. And you can sort of see a few people just waiting for the ceremony. So it starts with that, and then it bounces right back to the beginning of the day. So we got the dresses and the shirts and all that sort of stuff. Jacob. So we've got Jacob the groom, Jazz the bride. Just a few establishing shots of them as well. One of the big things I sort of learnt from studying other YouTubers who do this for a profession is they said, make it more about the people. I sort of learnt that more after the fact, but I think there's enough footage here to say, to at least say, yeah, you know, it's more fair, more people orientated. That was actually really funny, that last one where they're having the drinks and stuff. That was I think Darryl got the photo of them going cheers, and then I was like, oh, hang on, do it again, I'll do it for the video. I wish I'd sort of repositioned a bit better for that one and made it actually look a bit more genuine, but it looks all right, it's passable. So, for this part here, you'll see I didn't get any footage of her walking down the aisle because I only had one camera set up, and for that, the whole time it was set to film down the aisle, just so I could sort of get his reaction when Jasmine jumps out of the ute, truck, depending where you are in the world, get his reaction. But I think someone stood just in the way of the camera for a little bit just before that, trying to get a photo. And I of course had my second camera taking photos as well, and sort of had that one set up, so I couldn't get as much as I'd want during the ceremony, but it looked alright in the end. I really liked getting those shots. One of the big things I would have loved, in hindsight is a wonderful thing, would be to have gotten the audio of the celebrant talking. That would have been really, really handy. Because of that, it would have just been able to put something, to make it a bit more of a narrative instead of like a music video, so to say. But I was really happy with what I got. I at least got the kiss, and I'm really, really happy with that. Super paranoid. I really loved the part here where they're signing the book. I really loved. It's just a lot of energy and emotion, and just the camera movements made it feel really alive. So this is probably one of my favorite parts of this clip. Especially when I just get that little bit of sun flare, lens flare coming through at the top there. Just really helps set it apart. The walkout's overexposed, and I was annoyed with that, but I was able to fix it a lot more in post, which was really good. Then we moved on to getting photos afterwards, after the ceremony. I think we only had about an hour to an hour and a half, I think, to try and get as many photos as we could of the bridal party. One involved getting the trucks onto a field and positioning them around a windmill. Of course, as you can already see in these shadows here behind them, that we were chasing daylight really, really quickly towards the end. So from my perspective, you know, the photos are what they're gonna put up through their house and stuff like that. Again, you know, something like that I really wish I had more time and had a better understanding of the location, what was gonna happen. But that's just a me thing. Loved this part, like absolutely loved it. For design purposes, I really wanted to give it the black bars just to give it more of a cinematic feel. And I wish I had known that before I started filming the whole thing, just so I could have planned ahead for it a bit more. So it's just a little bit cut out of the top there. Love that shot. Same as this one, that one's pretty cool. There's actually like more of a sequence set around the horse here. We after we got rid of most of the bridal party and just had the bride and groom with us, we went up to a backfield behind Paradise Lagoons where there are horses and stuff, and we tried to get a photo with the horse, but they didn't want to play ball, so we just got a couple with the sun going down behind them. Because I was taking photos in the background, I sort of only got a split few seconds of this horse, but I really liked it, and you know, it's part of the location, so I kept it in, absolutely. Then we've got them arriving at the reception, sorry. I really, really liked this venue. The lighting of it was really nice. So no matter where you were, even if you were taking photos or videos, the lighting was just awesome the whole time. So. That cake was delicious. And I love that last shot there where they're just having a bit of a laugh, and the smiles and stuff like that. Like just capturing that little bit of emotion, bit of happiness. It's what it's about. So there are hundreds of other little snippets of video I would have kept, but just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, 6 smiles, little chuckles, laughter. That was the keeper. And yeah, just family coming together. I loved that. There was a sneaky shot of Darryl in that last one. That's a nice little cameo. I think around the end here is when the Ronin battery died. I wasn't 100% on how you turn it off. I didn't realize that it's like a 2-step part to turning it off, you know. So I think for a lot of it I was going handheld, but it sort of worked. It sort of picks up that energy just a little bit. You know, Beyonce's playing. Keep that in there. Keep that energy, I should say. This part I was looking forward to at the very end. I was so worried that the battery in the Ronin was once again going to die, but it didn't, luckily. And yeah, the original cut of this didn't have any audio in it, but I decided to just put the few cheers of the crowd back in there just to give it a bit more, just a bit of something. I'm really happy with how it turned out. One of the relatives ended up yelling out something a little bit inappropriate towards the end, so the audio's changed a little bit. You can't even tell because, you know, you're not looking at mouths and you're not syncing it up. But yeah, it worked out really well, and it's just a nice little exit to the whole thing. And yeah, just a nice clean finish there. Welcome to our beginning, which is the same as the sign at the start, wherever that was. I think it's like there. Yeah, that's me. Just keep it together, keep it in a thing. So one thing I would have loved to have done before all this in the planning stages would be to get to know the couple and to know if they were handwriting their own vows to each other. And then I would have liked to have gotten a recording of that either beforehand where they're just reading it themselves, or during the ceremony have them mic'd up and just get that sound. That way you can sort of put that audio in with the video. You can splice it and dice it up. You can do whatever you really want with it. That's something I really would have loved to have done. Another thing I would have loved to have done is just have a bit more time with each person beforehand. I know Darryl was trying to get a lot of photos himself. You know, he's the main guy. So for me, it was sort of like, okay, when he was done, I would sort of jump in and try and get something. And I'd hate to be in his way. You know, he's in charge. So with that, you know, planning ahead, you know, planning out the shots that I want. You know, you see a lot of wedding videos. I've been watching a lot of YouTubers. Matt Johnson, he's up there with the likes of Peter McKinnon and Matty Hipoya, who just does some incredible wedding videography stuff. And I've been watching his stuff, just taking it all in and absorbing it, just trying to be a sponge about it all. And you know, he does these amazing shots of like the bride and the groom getting ready, and it just goes into the fine details of what they're wearing, and it feels very intimate. Just has a lot of warmth and emotion to it as well. So would love to have gotten a lot of that as well. Even just getting audio clips and samples from friends and family, that would have helped just to put in there, just to make it something else. But for a first time, I am pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with what I got, which is very, very rare. I think that's it. I think now that I've got the iMac as well, I can at least edit videos a lot faster and smoother, and I don't have to wait for it to render and then go, oh, I didn't like that, re-render it another way. So I'm looking forward to doing more of this in the future. Certainly looking forward to doing more wedding stuff. And now that we've even already started investing in a few more lapel mics and stuff like that for future stuff, I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, all right, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Thanks for checking this out. This was episode 5 of the vlog. Sure, why not? Cool. All right, episode 5. I'll see you in episode 6.